Yes, you are very right. I mean, it all starts with identifying a very big problem, okay? And usually, behind the best projects that I've seen in my life, there's always a scientist or an MD or an entrepreneur that is really, really mad at something because he has identified a very big problem, you know? And this being mad, this being pissed off about something shows you the nature of the clinical need precisely. So I suggest you are very aware of everything that makes you mad, and then try to bring solutions to everything that you think is not working.
Anyone would like to add?
Yeah, I think from our perspective is a bit what Luis says is about the interaction with the medical doctors that can see the problems in the day-to-day life. But also we have learned through this process that we need to take other factors into consideration to move our asset to the market. And it's also take into account these other market studies and see the dimension of the project and look for competitors. So for us, everything is very new and it's very interesting to, because sometimes we think that there are no competition because we are not looking in the right way. So learning how to do that, how to identify competitors, and how to really show that you are tackling an unmet clinical need is I think is very relevant. But it's not that easy. So it requires a lot of work and a lot of interaction with different actors too.
Precisely. This is very important because at the end of the day, it's not about your science solving a problem, but about your science solving a problem better than the rest of people that is trying to solve the problem. And you need to have this in mind. By the way, Maria Jose, congratulations for your initiative in translational medicine, because I think your hospital and yourself are doing a really good job. And I loved when you mentioned about social impact. You know, if you allow me to comment briefly on this, social impact. I mean, we generate, of course, we can generate an economic impact, of course, but we are generating as well a very big social impact. And the funds, for example, our own fund or other funds, are not used to measuring the social return on investment, but this is going to be a very important field in the future. I think we need to measure more the social impact that our new companies generate in the world, you know. So
Thank you. And also, one of the things that you mentioned about the cancer mission is not only patients but also prevention. And I wonder if is there market in the prevention field? Luis, what would you say? Or the investors are more focused on treatment and diagnosis? How?
yeah, that's a very good question. I think anything that contributes to well-being of citizens has I mean, we have a lot of interest, okay? Of course, therapeutics are as well very important. I'm not saying it will surpass the therapeutics area, but we will give more floor to the prevention strategies in the coming years, that's for sure. And if I may comment on something that Jan just said that I thought it was really interesting. You said we are weak on implementation research, and you are so right. Because, you know, there's a difference between research and innovation. To me, in a very simple way, research is transforming money into knowledge, okay? And innovation is transforming back knowledge into both social impact and money again, right? So this second part of the equation is something that researchers are not really used to do, and they need to learn the tools to make it happen, because it is very important for society that the knowledge comes back again to the people and helps citizens and patients.
I think in that way that maybe researchers, we also need more input from the very beginning, because we are in our labs, we are sort of focusing on our things. And in my own experience, when we are starting to get motivated and to, you know, we pursue this objective of bringing things towards the market and for innovation and implementation, we are completely lost. So it's a very difficult path until we find the right persons to talk to and the right strategy to follow. We are very lost. And I think maybe, giving us researchers in general a perspective and, a more clear path of what to do would bring more entrepreneurs and will bring more research into innovation. This is my feeling. It's a very interesting path, but we are completely, it's very difficult to find the way.
Absolutely agree, Maria Jose. And that's why one of the first things that I always recommend people is to contact their technology transfer offices at their institutions, because usually they will have one. And the early the better, and even at the stage of just an idea, just consult, just imagine a possible path forward, because it is doable. Many colleagues of yours have done it. You yourself, Maria Jose, are a very good example of someone that's very entrepreneurial, right? So I think that's the next challenge for research in general, is making scientists more aware of entrepreneurship and more prone to entrepreneurship. So let's make it happen.
So I would like to ask, well, we have seen due to the pandemic with COVID-19 that, and the rapid development of the vaccine, let's hope, can we apply some lessons that we have learned from this special situation to increase the pace of uptake of innovation, or this has been just like a single thing? Or
I think there's pressure in going faster always, but let's remember, and I'm talking as a physician right now, as an MD, that safety first always, right? So, for example, in the development of the COVID vaccine, you are very right. Never, ever before, a vaccine was implemented so quickly. But let me just remind you, what we have seen so far is just company data. I'm not doubting the company, but we need, once the FDA and the EMA talk about the vaccine, I will be sure. So far, I'm just guessing that everything is okay, right? But the pressure for the future will be precisely because the innovation cycles are so short in medicine right now, because the rhythm of new innovation is really fast. There will be a lot of focus on getting faster to the marketplace. And there are very interesting approaches coming from the EMA, from the FDA, that allow scientists and companies to move forward in the regulatory pathway much quicker, and they are being implemented as we speak, and that trend will go on for the future. For example, advanced therapies, cell therapy, gene therapy, are usually faster in their way of reaching patients. We are seeing that every day. So I think the future will be faster and faster and faster. Let's hope it is. We keep our heads cold, in the sense that we need to provide always safety first.
Anybody else would like to comment on this?
Well, I think I mostly agree with what Luis just mentioned. I think that sometimes it's true that it's very painful that you see that innovation that could bring an opportunity to patients, for example, are really, they need time, and every time that we make a press release, this is the typical question. So to be honest, I don't know if there could be something that it could be done about clinical trials. This is far from my expertise. I don't know if there are some times that can be shortened. I guess with the personalized medicine concept, maybe things could be a bit faster, because treatments are going to be much more directed towards specific populations of patients, and that could help to speed up the process. I think that this is the future, personalized medicine, and
Absolutely.
try to
Just think about what happened, for example, with the CAR-T industry, with the hospital exemptions. That many hospitals have been allowed to treat patients, sometimes even using a compassionate use pathway as well. If as you say, Maria Jose, the treatment is so personalized that we can expect it's going to be really helpful to the patient. The regulatory agencies always are keen on providing faster ways to reach those patients. So, and I think that trend is going to continue. Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So what I would like to add is about your question. It could be COVID-19 pandemic and the work on the vaccine and other efforts be something that could be used for other purposes. Well, first of all, what we think in the Commission at least is that the Commission set up a COVID-19 exchange, data exchange platform. We see increasing efforts on digital solutions, but we see with COVID that the level of data exchange, at least when it comes to COVID-19 data, has really been accelerated, and so this could be hopefully an example that could be used in the future, so that data are more easily exchanged. And you know very well that this is far from easy. With the new GDPR regulation, this has become quite complicated as well. But we see that with COVID, when there was the necessity to share data at a much higher level, this is happening. So this could be something that hopefully we could continue. Because data exchange also in cancer, and it was addressed a number of times in the mission board when working on the mission outline. There will be a need to increase the exchange of data. For example, in the recommendation number 1, where the board would like to set up a large platform across Europe to work on understanding cancer. There will be a massive need for data exchange. And so this is also on the radar screen. So hopefully COVID has brought some advantages. Well, you have also seen that it has led now to establishing the term health union. So the Commission has really now moved forward the concept of a health union. So there is now more attention to health as an important commodity in the EU. And you can already see the first results of, for example, the health program, the standalone framework program called Health for Europe, that was recently awarded a record budget of 5.1 billion euros. This is like 15 times the budget that we saw in the past. And so this is all about public health. So that is, I think, interesting, but I stop here.
Okay, thank you. I think we are going to have to finish our session, but I would like to ask you if you have like a final recommendation for a young entrepreneur or a young scientist that doesn't seem to see that what they are doing is useful and that they can help people. And
well, I have to say that I will encourage anyone to take the path, because it's really, it's scary. Sometimes you are working and you don't fully understand the process, but it's a lot of learning. You will always learn a lot. I think learning is always useful, so it depends on the result if you succeeded or not. But I think this learning and this kind of perspective is really, really rewarding. So I think it's very important to do it. If someone has the motivation, don't get stopped because of unknown or anything. Just do it. This is my advice. I'm so happy to have started this journey. I don't know which will be the end, but I think it's really rewarding, and I think everyone that has the motivation should try, at least try.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with Maria Jose in these encouraging words for entrepreneurship. I will ask them to think about the impact that they could have in the world and in the population. Anything they do, at the moment, if you're an MD, for example, or a scientist, you are treating patients one by one. If you bring something new to the marketplace based on your research that can help patients, it could help literally millions of them in the coming years. So just consider this as well a responsibility that you have, you know. So and be bold, see the examples that others that already did it, okay, and see yourself in that path, and be ready to surround yourself with people, explain your idea to as many people as possible. Don't be shy, and make it happen, and contact your TTO and everyone that could help you, and make it happen, move forward. Yeah.
Okay, with these inspiring words, we are going to finish this session. I thank you very much, the speaker, for the participation and you for your attention. I hope you have found it interesting and inspiring. As I said, do not hesitate to contact me during the meeting or afterwards for any additional issue or information about IBEC or the Spanish platform for nanomedicine. And before saying goodbye, I would like to invite you to have a look in the Documents tab at a dossier about the activities of IBEC in cancer research. I think it can be a good overview of the concepts introduced during this two-day workshop. And also, we would very much appreciate if you could share your impressions in Twitter using our hashtag #BioEngineeringForCancer. So with this, and thank you very much again, the speaker, we will resume at 2 p.m. with the pitch of startups and projects. Thank you very much, everybody.
You're welcome. Thank you all. Bye bye.
Thank you.
A pleasure.